The key to optimizing your plant's performance starts with consistent, efficient substrates. Hydrofiber from Profile Growing Solutions is a highly engineered media that helps provide better growing across a wide variety of crops. The fibers easily blend with other mixed components and help to provide optimum airspace and maximum water efficiency so your plants can achieve maximum success. Unlock your growing potential with consistent and efficient hydrofiber. Learn more at profilegrowing.com. Welcome to Greenhouse Grower to Grower, the podcast where we talk to growers from across the greenhouse industry about market trends, innovation, their biggest challenges and opportunities, and more. I'm Brian Sparks, editor of Greenhouse Grower. Hey everyone, it's Brian Sparks, editor of Greenhouse Grower magazine. I am sitting solo in the podcast chair this week. We are a little more than 2 months removed from the 2025 California Spring Trials, and I wanted to use this episode of Greenhouse Grower to Grower to provide my own recap on my cast experience, which is actually my first one. This year, I was joined along the way by Dr. Alan Armitage, who's been a Greenhouse Grower contributor for several years, a mainstay of the industry and a longtime cast attendee, as well as Robin Sittberg, who is a former Greenhouse Grower editor, currently works with the Association of Specialty Cut Flowers on their Cut Flowers Quarterly newsletter. She's also been to cast several times. Since this was my first time, I thought I had some unique impressions from the event this year that I wanted to share. One thing I do realize right off the bat is that a podcast like this can't necessarily do justice to everything that we saw throughout our few days going up the California coast. So I will say, definitely go to greenhousegrower.com to check out slideshows from California Spring Trials, other highlights of the event. And then you can also go to Greenhouse Grower's YouTube channel to check out some of the videos that Alan and Robin and I recorded, either with ourselves or with some of the breeders and other breeding company representatives that we talked to during the event to get their perspective. Those are going to be your two best ways to really see what we all saw while we were there. So this discussion is going to cover a few of the highlights really in chronological order. We started from the south this year, flying into LAX, worked our way up the coast before departing from San Francisco that Saturday. So when we flew in, our first trip, we went right to Greenfuse Grove, which was the location of a lot of European breeders who were displaying a cast this year. What was interesting to me is you get into California, and bear in mind I was coming from Cleveland, which is in the middle of getting from winter into spring season, where we're still getting the snowfall and the dreary, cloudy days. So right off the bat, the sunshine that we all felt flying into LA was great. Ironically, the first place we went to when we got into Greenfuse was into a dark room. The team behind the Firefly Petunia, the company Light Bio, took us into a dark room where we got a chance to see this Firefly Petunia in the setting that they're aiming for. And it was really unique walking into that room. You had to kind of get your bearings straight and figure out where you were. Once you got through that process, you were able to see it's really impressive to see this plant glowing in the darkness. And one thing, as we talked to the team at Light Bio, they were telling us, this is just the beginning of what they're trying to do with this, with their efforts. So while the Firefly Petunia is still a relatively new concept, they're focused on continuing to improve the bioluminescence of this petunia, as well as maybe look at some other crops down the road. So definitely more to come from the Light Bio team. After we made our way out of that room, our next stop after that was Hem Genetics. Highlight there was their new Digitalis Dibella series. It's first year flowering and best in zone 5. And looking ahead to next year, the Hem Genetics team is telling us that they are going to be introducing another Dianthus, Divinity, which will have 11 colors and require no plant growth regulators. So something to look forward to for next year. We wandered over to Beacon Camp after that, where we got a really nice up-close look at Pericalis breeding that they're doing through their Pop series. That Pop series is available in 7 colors. It features disease resistance and a more compact plant habit, along with cold tolerance. Also got a chance to see a new color in the Petunia Tea series, that color being lilac salmon. And that brings the Tea series up to a total of 27 colors from Beacon Camp. We made our way over to Schoneveld right after that and got a chance to see Dragon Blue, which is what they tell us is the first horticultural blue cyclamen in the industry. Dragon Blue is great for indoor floral displays. And while we're at Schoneveld, we also got an update on the Joy Berra Gabera series. It was a new series introduced last year. There's now a total of 8 colors in this series. So, and a lot more to come from the Schoneveld team. Uh, since we were at Green Fuse Grove, we connected directly with the Green Fuse team. I already talked about the Firefly Petunia, but what's interesting about Green Fuse Botanicals is it's not just this plant. And it's not just about new series for that matter. Green Fuse. It's also about adding new colors in some of their popular series. One example being Pink Burst, which was new in the Game Changer Hydrangea series, and then also Red Vein, which is a new color in the Fuchsia Wind Chime series. Uh, there, not to say that there also weren't new series altogether at Green Fuse. The standout, I think, from there was a Streptocarpus series called Lady Slippers. It's a nice indoor plant that's easy to grow, all from tissue culture. And our final stop at Green Fuse Grove was at Westoff, where they've been updating their Crazy Tunia series by dropping 6 colors and adding 4 more. I think the one that jumped out to me the most was their Bananarama. Um, this series is all about focusing on reduced growth habit and a more uniform production. Um, Another standout from our experience at Westhoff was Petunia Pink Cloud, which is a beautiful 2-tone flower that's supposed to be in constant bloom. So really nice to be able to check that out. For the second day of California Spring Trials, we spent our entire day at Ball Horticultural. And going into California Spring Trials, I was told this was going to be likely a favorite stop along the way, and this definitely did not disappoint. Um, First thing we did was meet up with the Morel team, which is offering a diverse mix of cyclamen. Their newest cyclamen offering is Macaroon, which is a smaller version of cyclamen. It's available in 7 colors. You may think of cyclamen as an indoor plant, but the Morel team was telling us that they're looking to position them not just indoors, but also as an outdoor plant, at least in warmer climates, as a novel in garden plant. So that was really neat to hear. Um, the rest of the Ball horticulture trip was spent with some of the various companies that are part of the Ball family. Starting with Selecta, we got a close look at some of the updates in their Petunia Main Stage series, which features 3 new sky colors, Burgundy, Magenta Glacier, and Merlot Glacier. And along those lines, we also saw the headliner Petunia series, which has a new color as well, Crystal Pink. Um, it was during this trip that the conversations with Select and what we saw there kind of confirmed my love. Well, I guess what I call the D plant. So it's the Digitalis, the Dahlias. We saw Venti Pink Burst and Fire Burst, as well as Dianthus, and looking at some of the wonderfully fragrant um, offerings of Dianthus that Selecta has, including their Diodor pink shades. So that was really nice to see. While we were there, we also met up with Ball Floor Plant. There are 2 new colors in the Glimmer Impatient series this year, Strawberry Sparkler and Purple Stardust. This is a series that offers downy mildew resistance. Another thing I was drawn to very closely at Ball Floor Plant was their new Salvia Mystical series. It's a compact plant with the color extending all the way through the stem. The other big focus, not just at Ball Floor Plant, but all throughout our Ball Horticulture experience, was they kept using the motto, "We take series seriously." And this was clearly evident with everything we saw there. A lot of displays featuring not just color, but also plant size and flowering time, with the goal of really being able to offer something for everybody in each series. Ultimately, a uniformity being the main goal, but again, color, size, flowering time, basically trying to meet the need of whether you're a consumer or retailer, whatever your needs are, they want to be able to provide it. So, um, went outside and checked out Darwin perennials. While you're there, you are immediately drawn to their new Phlox Candy Cloud series, which was an awesome overflowing display. Phlox Candy Cloud is available in 4 colors. It's a hardy and shade tolerant plant. And another focus of Darwin perennials was penstemon. They've have 3 series of penstemon that they were talking a lot about. Mountain Treats, Rock Candy, and Summit Sweets. Each of these has new colors, and everything was divided by habit. So Rock Candy is the more compact version, followed by Mountain Treats, which is more medium size, and then Summit Sweets is tallest of the 3. So again, reflecting that having a series for everybody, or having a different option for everybody in each series being offered at some of these companies. So, and then we wrapped up the ball experience at Pan American Seed. I like coleus a lot, so it was exciting to see sweet paprika, which is the newest in Pan American Seed's premium sun collection. It's good for sun gardens and patio planters. That's actually where you can find it on our own front porch at home here. Um, Another example of standout varieties to popular series here at Ball. We saw it in the Solarscape series of Impatience, as well as the Beacon Impatience series. Definitely want to mention here one of the highlights, light pink, which is the newest, or one of the newest and the lightest color in the Beacon Impatience series. And we also got a brief vegetables update. Following that, it was maybe the best part of the Pan American Seed trip was seeing the new Top Wave spreading pansy. This is available in 8 colors, with the flowers flowing right from the top of the plant. So all around, just a great experience at Ball Horticultural this year. So we got up the next morning, and our team made our way to the Santa Barbara Polo Club. Nice, cool, crisp morning, great place to see a lot of new things. This is another location where several companies combine to offer their own displays in different spots within the Polo Club grounds. Starting with plant development services, where their team is really focused on regional programs for states like Texas and California. A standout there was the Encore Azalea Autumn Kiss. It's a new look that works in light shade to full sun. And the next focus here is going to be on bicolor blooms as well as cold hardiness. So a lot more coming from the plant development services team. Pacific Plug-in Liner, as you know, as a Gen Xer, I love the retro theme that we saw here, but retro does not mean stale. We saw a lot of new things at Pacific Plug-in Liner. To me, what really jumped out was some of the new innovations they're doing in the Helleborus Frost Kiss series, as well as a new Phlox, Blue Ribbons, which is hardy to Zone 4. While we were at Santa Barbara Polo Club, made our way over to Plant Haven. Got to see another new dahlia, Mystic Wizard, which I love the name for that. Something that really caught our eye as well was the Euphorbia Sahara Tiny Treasure. This is the part of the trip where, as I'm following Dr. Alan Armitage around, he's been to Cass for many years. You really get a sense of when something catches his eye, or if he's walking through a display, he'll stop, he'll turn around to walk back. That's when you know there's something really special. And I think Sahara Tiny Treasures was a great example of that. It has a super compact, bushy habit, and it works in a low water landscape environment. So really something exciting to see at Plant Haven. And then we closed the Santa Barbara Polo Club experience with Suntory Flowers. 3 new Mandevilla updates that we saw at Suntory. All of them focus on a tighter plant with more flowers that also need less light. And another standout at Suntory was the newest color in the Surfinia Heavenly series, Petunia, that being cashmere pink. So always a great experience to be able to catch up with the team at Suntory. After we left the Polo Club, we made our way over to the COE winery for Doom and Orange, which I got to say might win the award for the most scenic location. As soon as we pulled in, you have the vineyards that they're going down the mountain. It's a really awesome setting to be in. The great thing was here that the plants were just as impressive as the setting. After first checking out the newest color in the Iconia begonia series, which is Baccia lemon, we also got to see Duman's new Dahlia summer bee series. It's either a purple bicolor or a red bicolor that's compact and pollinator friendly. And also a couple notes in their Lavender La Diva Berry series, Berry Beautiful and Berry Rosy. And they also had another new series, La Diva Spirit, which is available in three colors. Some of them, like the white especially, are being designed for hardier climates. This was kind of an overall trend that we saw during a lot of the California Spring Trials experience was a big focus on hardiness to different zones, which is really important given USDA's recent zone changes over the past couple of years. Speaking of that, hardiness and first year flowering of perennials was a big focus at Doom and Orange as well. They were telling us that in their perennials trials, in terms of cold hardiness, plants need to survive for 2 years in the ground in order to succeed. So, another example of breeders really making an effort to develop plants that, don't just have nice colors, but are going to perform really well in some challenging environments. So great to see there at Duman. The next day, which was day 4 of California Spring Trials, was an entire morning spent at Syngenta Flowers. So much to see here. The very first thing, as soon as you walk in, was the stunning update to Syngenta's Sunfinity Heliantha series. It's a red-yellow bicolor from seed. The overall theme that we picked up at Syngenta Flowers is rooted in teamwork, and this covers everything from inspirational combos to some of the collaborative branding efforts that the Syngenta team is putting together. Lots of new things here as well. The Eye Candy Begonia series, which has 5 colors of big double flowers that come from unrooted cuttings. Another highlight being the Fanatic series of Scaevola, available in 4 colors. This series mostly replaces Bombay and offers improved rooting. That's one of the biggest benefits. I think the best part of going to Syngenta Flowers too was one section of the greenhouse was entirely devoted to new varieties. So if you wanted to find out what's new, whether it's new series or color updates, this was your place to go. Just walk right down the line and see everything that's new that's being offered by Syngenta. So quite an experience there. After we left Syngenta, we went to Head Start Nursery, which was the location for Danziger's trials. Um, this was arguably the most colorful location of all of our visits. As soon as you walk in, you're just blown away by the color on display. Some of my favorites here were the Osteospermum besties series, which features uniform timing as well as uniform habit and bloom time. Also, the Cherie Dahlia series, which is available in 16 colors. These really jumped out. The bicolors in Cherie were incredible, and the uniformity of the plants was amazing. So, great job to the Danziger team this year. And we wrapped up day 4 of California Spring Trials at Cicada. The big focus there was on making longstanding series even better through a lot of improvements. So, you look at some of the updates in the SuperCal Premium series. And celebrating their 20th anniversary this year is the Some Patience series, and they're doing so with 2 new colors, Pink Flash and Royal Magenta Improved. And then another highlight at Cicada was their playlist kits and combos that really are designed to bring top genetics together so that a retailer can provide consumers with a very well proven plant that they can take home and have confidence it's going to grow the right way for them. We managed to catch up with the Kienzler team as well while we were at Cicada. This kind of highlights some of the challenges of when you have an event, as broad as California Spring Trials. We did catch them as they were starting to break down their display, but it was still a lot of great stuff to see there. What really jumped out at me was the Biden's Be Spicy Electric White Improved. And my favorite there, the Gomphrena Fireball Pink, which features strong branching and abundant flowers, really a standout plant. So day 5, our last day at California Spring Trials, we started at Taki with another digitalis. This was Hanabi, which is available in pink and white. Hanabi offers faster flowering. A lot of updates to existing series Ataki as well. So we saw 3 new colors in the Zinnia Belize series, 2 new colors in the Petunia trilogy, and then 2 new colors in their Nasturtium baby series. Need to see the flowers blooming right above the leaves on these. So nice stuff from Taki. Went over to Hilverda Florist right after that. Another stop where I think the colors really pop as soon as you walk into the display area. Hellebores was the main focus here, as well as their Dianthus Beauty series, which has 4 new colors, as well as the Echinacea Mood series, which is now offering 5 new colors. The Echinacea Mood is really touted for its uniformity as well as being a pollinator magnet. So a lot of great stuff to see at Hilverda Florist. So we wrapped up our spring trials experience at Benari. And I'll point out that this wasn't just the last stop for us. We did learn that Benari is going to be moving out of their Watsonville location. So it's TBD on where next year's location is going to be. But we know Benari is going to be moving to another facility for California Spring Trials 2026. Lots of great stuff to see at Benari. The first highlight for me was Pentas Graffiti. Pentas is a flower that I'm really starting to like a lot, and Graffiti is available in a few new colors. And of course, at Benari, they're known for their begonias. So we took a look at their new Mega Cool series, which is available in 4 colors: pink, white, red, and rose. And another highlight at Benari was their to-go gift program. This is a program that focuses on plants perfect for gifts when you're on the run. They're perfect to use as gifts when you're on the run. So standout here was the Rudbeckia Table Mate Gold, which was displayed and looks perfect for window boxes. The final thing that we saw at Benari wasn't a plant, but it was kind of nice, kind of using that last stop to take a step back and see the technology behind the plant. Benari was showing us their Bee Green seed technology, which is an environmentally friendly seed treatment that designs to make the plant real healthy from start to finish. So nice to close the experience with that. Again, these are my thoughts as a first time attendee of California Spring Trials. I want to especially thank all of the breeder hosts this year for being so welcoming, not just to myself, but to our full team as well. There's a ton of work that goes into putting California Spring Trials together, and you can tell the teams there are just really excited to show off what they have. So again, special thanks to all the breeders for coordinating the visits for this year's trials, and to the National Garden Bureau. They were the ones that took over registration for California Spring Trials this year. It was a very easy experience, just logging on, picking out the times you want to go, and you didn't have to register for each breeder individually. You could do it all in one location. So as I'm been back from California Spring Trials for a couple of months now, my notebook was full when I came back. My mind was full. My mind was spinning, and honestly, it still is. So again, you can go to greenhousegrower.com for slideshows and photo galleries from the event and videos as well. There's going to be a lot more follow-up coming from our team at Greenhouse Grower that you'll continue to see over the course of this summer. And if you're going to cultivate, you get a chance to see a lot of these plants up close again, whether it's visiting with some of the breeders at their booths, whether it's going to the new variety showcase at Cultivate, or it's whether you go to our Evening of Excellence event where some of these varieties, I can't tell you who because we're still going through the selection process, but we have a series of awards, part of our Medal of Excellence awards program. So we offer a Reader's Choice Award for Best New Variety, an Industry's Choice Award that is based on a team of growers who go to California Spring Trials and share some of their favorites, as well as the Editor's Choice Award, where I get to make my own call on what some of my favorites were. You'll get a chance to see all the finals for those awards and find out who wins those awards if you join us at the Evening of Excellence, which takes place the afternoon of Monday, July 14th at Cultivate. Go to greenhousegrower.com to get more information on that. We hope to see you there. So thanks for listening to this. Again, this is a first timers experience from California Spring Trials, and listen for more from our Greenhouse Grower team in the coming weeks on more things to get you ready for this year and next year. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for joining us. You can learn more at greenhousegrower.com. Please subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen, and please leave us a rating as it helps other podcast listeners find the show.